Hi friends, I'm Danison Fronda and welcome to Dear Danison. This is the third part of the Lettering 101 series. Make sure you watch the other parts before this one. It's kind of what I planned for, but I mean, you do you. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna be talking about paper. We're just going to start off with talking about the types of paper that you'll need when you do lettering. I'm going to start with practice paper, then move on into paper that you use for your final projects. So, rule of thumb, smooth paper is always the best. Mainly because of the fact that when you use your brush pens, you want to preserve how they are. So if you use something that's rough, then the tips of your brush are going to furrow, who knows. Essentially, they'll last longer if you have something that's smooth. Otherwise, you know, your brush pen will probably wear and tear a lot faster and you'll just need to buy new ones. Is that a problem? Personally, I don't think so. Anyway, if you're starting off with lettering, you don't need fancy paper. I started off using plain computer paper. I don't even know the brand of this. I think this is just an off-brand of computer paper from Walmart. Use what you got. Even better, if you just have lined paper, you don't need to worry about drawing guidelines. It's already on there. It doesn't need to be fancy paper, especially if you're just practicing, you know? You don't need to waste money on the fancy papers if you don't even know if you really love lettering, though I hope you do. So that's just the cheap, affordable one if you're just starting off with lettering and you are still undecided on whether or not you love this art form. Now we're gonna move on to if you want to really get into lettering or trying to learn a particular style, go with tracing paper. And the cool thing about this, I don't know, I'm gonna use this out. Ooh, you can kind of see my hand through it. So yes, it's transparent. It's kind of like parchment paper when you think about it. And the cool thing about it is if you print something offline, such as a guideline or a particular style, you can put it behind the paper and you can practice tracing over it until you get that particular style down. Even though I've been doing lettering for a couple of years now, I still use it whenever I'm trying to learn new style. Then you don't waste a lot of printer ink when you're trying to print out like downloadable worksheets. And that's it for practice paper. Those are really the things that I suggest. Computer, printer paper, lined paper, and tracing paper. Those are really the only things that I believe that someone needs in order to really get into lettering. And all of them are smooth paper, so you'll get a lot of use from your brush pens and they won't wear as fast. Now, moving on to the final project paper, Strathmore Bristol paper. It is very smooth. It's thick like cardstock. Trying to rip one out. When you do a lot of layers with brush pens, since they're super juicy, you don't want to do your final project on just regular computer paper so then everything doesn't bleed through. And when you layer, you don't want to disintegrate your paper and you don't want the color seeping through. So yeah, I've been using it forever and I have never had any issues. So it's great. And lastly, this is where I myself am a watercolor person. I'm a full-on rebel. I know I said in the beginning of the video that you want to use smooth paper. Paraleg, I don't listen to that rule. Canson XL watercolor paper. This is just a ginormous size because I ran out of the regular 9x12 one, but I'm good. Anyway, watercolor paper, at least this one, is my favorite one to use at least with Tombow dual brush pens because it gives a watercolor effect. I like to lay down my brush pen colors and then I like to go over it with the paintbrush and like blend everything out and get really cool watercolor effects. Yes, you can try and do it with the Strathmore Bristol paper, but it doesn't hold water well because it's mainly made for like direct lettering. Whereas watercolor can apply as much water as you want because of the fact that it is made for watercolor. And you might be asking, does that make your brush pens wear and tear a lot faster? Yes, but that isn't an issue for me because I like spending money and I like getting new brush pens. So, you know, I'm having fun. My bank account is not having fun, but I'm having fun and that's all that matters. Highly suggest it if you're a rebel like me and don't really care about elongating the life of your brush pens. And that's pretty much it. This is a quick video. Just wanted to express all my favorite kinds of paper. So I'll list all the information of the exact papers that I talked about, minus like the first two, just because I don't actually know the brand. There's so many pieces of paper out there. I just wanted to share the ones that I use in my personal art so that you can use it too and not get overwhelmed, but feel free to try more paper. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and hit that bell icon to get a notification every time I upload a new video. Until next time, keep learning. Bye!